Hey there, folks. Austin Baumgarten and my partner in crime, Mr. Ryan Norris.
That is me.
We're the Hidden Homes Montana team with Keller Williams. Here to give you the market report. It is actually, these numbers were pulled on April 1st, just to give you a big scope of what happened in March of 2024. Right now, we are covering all of Flathead County. Specifically, though, we focus mostly on Kalispell, Columbia Falls, Whitefish, and Big Fork and the surrounding areas. However, we want to make sure to give you the gist of what's going on in residential real estate, townhomes, condos, and manufactured homes.
Yep. The big important ones. So Flathead County, usually we've broken it down by cities, but we're going to just go over the whole county. We've been doing this since the new year. I want to go back to February. There was 133 active listings. Actually, let's step back even again. Right now, 581 active listings based on the four categories he just spoke about. But in February, there was 133. This month of March, 144. So we did see an increase in listings hitting the market in March. The under contracts, roughly the same. Last month was 182. Right now is 187. Closings just a little bit short. We had 94 closings in the month of March, and in February it was 107. It's pretty obvious year over year, things are getting a little bit slower. If we go back to 2023, it was only 109 closings in March, or it was 109 closings in March, and in 2022 was 135. So at 94, it's slowing down a little bit, but still good. Still
yeah,
positive.
well, I was going to say, that's one thing that I was looking at here is that we actually had more active in February than the year prior, and I think a lot of people and sellers were trying to kind of get ahead of the market, and that's what we were educating, our clients on doing. So I kind of see that because it seems like a little bit less active listings in March than it would have been, previous years. From what I've seen, it's anywhere from 160 to 200 listings going active in March. So maybe that kind of balances itself out.
Yeah,
good.
What about the price points? We talk a lot about that those entry-level homes under $600,000. What are you saying?
Well, actually, any entry-level home, it's like the most sales, right? I mean, that's just like consistently. What do we have right now? 169 active, but we had, closed? There was 55 closed transactions out of that 94 this month. We're all below 600,000. So I mean, it's good. We're getting first-time home buyers in. That's a price range where people really can afford a little bit better. And then you go to that 600 to the 999 mark, and it's kind of meets in the middle. There's 166 active, and then there's 28 of those that closed. But then you go to the million plus, right?
Yeah, that one's wild, and we've been saying that since the new year. Like that number is staying pretty high. It's nearly half of the listings are over $1 million. So it tells you a lot about living in the Flathead.
Yeah, it's 245 active listings still, but only 17 of those closed. However, there's 48 that are under contract. So I mean, it's moving, and a lot of those multi-million-dollar homes or the upper levels, they came down a bit, and that kind of balanced out our market of how much depreciation did we really have? Well, the skew would be those million-dollar properties kind of going down in value and then still selling because they're beautiful homes.
Yeah.
We have beautiful homes here.
Yep. Also, too, I mean, and this is a great segue, interest rates.
Yeah.
Last month when we did the report, we were just up over 7%. We closed out this month just below, so we're at high sixes.
Yep.
So people are watching that, and we've talked about in the past. We're talking about it within our team all the time. It feels like our phone keeps ringing anytime that thing shifts. So it did drop. Ed Nissen from Cross Country Mortgage, he gives us a report every week. Thank you, Ed. And at the end of the month, it closed out at under 7%. So,
yeah, I think if you had maybe some credit issues and stuff like that,
of course.
They're in the 7.2, 7.3, but it's coming down slowly. And we were told we were gonna have all this drop. But I think now they're looking at it as it's gonna be more of a consistent slow drop, which will kind of help the housing market because if it goes down into the upper fives, it's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
That's
what
I'm saying.
Holding out hope for that, and I got a lot of buyers on the sideline doing just the same.
Exactly.
So. If you want to sell, there's a lot of buyers waiting.
Well, if you have any questions about any of those numbers or your specific market, you can definitely reach out to anyone on our team. We'd love to, dissect, your certain subdivision or anywhere you are located in Flathead County and afar. And I'm going to segue into one thing, and that's what I didn't talk about in the very beginning, is that a lot of people have been talking about the NAR lawsuit. And that's a pending lawsuit, by the way. It actually shouldn't be finalized until probably the 1st of July is what they're looking at. And there's a lot of There's a lot of stuff in the news. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're looking at a TikTok or you're looking at Instagram or whatever. It's like people are like buyer agent commissions and commissions are getting slashed and all this stuff. And I've been really trying to educate myself in that as a supervising broker, just figuring out what that really means. And there's two things that came out of that lawsuit that no matter what, I've been told will come to fruition. And I want to talk about that. So number one is that there will be no sales office commission advertised in the MLS. What that means is that usually when we're looking at the MLS, we can kind of see, what the commission might come out to if you're being a buyer agent on that. That will no longer be advertised. And so it does not mean that sellers still can't offer commissions.
Yep.
It doesn't also mean that they can't offer concessions in some way, which might pay that buyer agent, right? The other one, number two, is that if you're a buyer agent, no matter what, before even showing a house, and this is going to be coming to fruition in July, you need to make sure you have a buyer agency agreement with that client. And that was something that we haven't done for a really long time. Yeah. We show houses and
you get a call, you go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you go and see what's going on.
Go on those first couple dates and see if they're serious, and then you try to paper up.
Exactly.
At least that's how we work.
Well, and I think it's going to bring a lot more professionalism into the marketplace. And that's kind of a good thing because buyer agents bring a lot of value. And so they're going to have to sign that buyer broker agreement with those clients and show the value, right? And what a buyer agent is. And now I'm going to segue into Mr. Ryan Norris because Ryan Norris does a lot of buyer agency.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
I think this is going to be scary for a lot of people, but we've been good about getting ahead of this and shifting our own business and trying to focus on other areas. But buyer agency is super important. Like we do a lot of work for people, and like behind the curtain, a lot of work for sellers. They don't even know the amount of work that we do.
Yeah.
And the time that we give with our clients. I personally love buyer agency because it's emotional, and I really like to get to know my clients.
Yeah.
And with that comes a lot of extra duties that you're not going to find in a real estate book or on some sort of form that we have to fill out. We do a lot,
I know.
and it's way outside of just being a realtor. It's being compassionate and being there for people and working for them. It might be easier just to, I'll put together a list of things that buyer agents do. I don't want to oversell it right here or go on too long.
No, I mean, but that list will help.
Yeah,
because,
stick around and watch. I'll put together something. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to have to wing this. But there's a long list of things that buyer agents do that the general public don't quite understand.
Well, you put that list together.
Yeah.
That sounds great. We've got a market report coming up next month as well. If you have any questions for us or the team, go ahead and direct message us. Obviously subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And we'd love to be your trusted agents and see if we can answer any questions about any of the stuff we talked about. So anyway, Ryan, good?
I am good.
I'll see you before next month, but
Yeah.
we'll do this next month.
Yeah. See you guys next month.
See ya.